A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here once again on the live stream. Twitch.tv, broadcasting out of the UK with Tim's a Pilot, and of course Jetstream TV UK on YouTube. Today, Flight Simulator 2020, we are in the legacy Airbus A318-100 belonging to Iberia Airways, a Spanish airline. Just for something a bit different, we're going to be taking a flight out to Naples today, Capodicino, Lima India Romeo November, on the kind of south-western coast, you could say, of Italy. 52-minute flight today, 334 nautical miles, down to Ionis Capodistrias International Airport, Lima Golf Kilo Romeo, or otherwise known as Caquera, in Greece, or Corfu. Beautiful island it is too. We've gone for real world weather today and real time. Just have a quick look at the departure out of Naples. It's a Bedpert 7 Golf off runway 24 today, which takes us out over the sea, over the Bay of Naples, and then tracking up to the northeast to Bedp, which is obviously the departure, and then tracking all the way down south across the heel of Italy, past Taranto, Gallipoli, and then out over the Ionian Sea, with an arrival of a Bedi 1 uniform onto the RNAV for runway 34 in Corfu. Tracks us in over the south of the island, and then that world famous approach down to the runway at Corfu itself. And as you can see, all around the airport is absolutely beautiful, breathtaking scenery, and the ancient old town of Corfu itself. I'll be pointing all of this out en route. A wonderful flight today. Corfu is one of the most majestic, beautiful islands you can ever have the opportunity of going to visit. So without further ado, right here on Jetstream TV, let's go flying, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, guys. Standard frog in the throat. We're just waking up, having a coffee, as you do. "52 minutes this flight. We'll see if we can shave anything off en route. We'll have to see what the wind and the weather is doing, but if we get a tasty tailwind, you never know, we could shave a good 10 minutes off this today. It's my first outing in the legacy Iberia A318, excuse me. I did a flight yesterday into Manchester with another legacy aircraft, the British Airways A318, and there was a real bug, real issue on approach, and even after turning off the autopilot, it was still tracking the wrong runway on arrival into Manchester. Let's see if we get the same bug today. Fingers crossed everything will be okay. But there is our bird, the Badenus Realis. Lovely weather here in Capodicino. There's our aircraft lining up on the runway here at Naples. Echo Charlie Hotel Golf Sierra is the aircraft ID. Okay, we'll just do a few checks before we go. Right, just get the PFD brightened up so we can see our track properly. There we go. Go across to the ND range. We'll just increase that for our departure. We'll take that up to 40 miles. That gives us a better better glimpse of our departure. In fact, we'll make that 20 so we can see what's happening. We'll increase that later. That's all good, as you can see. Down here. Excellent. That's not very bright at all, is it? Increase that. Yeah, these. Okay, we'll go up to 10,000 for the initial climb out. 2,500 feet per minute. It's all good. Okay, lights are all good. Just have a quick look at this iPad thing here. Do we need the charts? No, Navigraph, no use to anybody. Settings, plan flight, no use to anybody. See what this does. Sim brief, checklist. Just keep it on performance for now, doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, let's check the exterior of the aircraft. Reconfigured for departure there. Let's have a look. Yeah. It's not the best view of the FMC I've ever seen, to be honest with you, so I'm sure we can change that. Bear with, guys. That a little better. Let's turn the brightness up on that. There we go, we can actually read it now, and we'll save off that new view of the FMC. Just check the flight plan very quickly. There's our flight plan. There's our departure. Flight level 410. Are we really going to get up that high today? No, we'll change that to 310. We'll just put that in the box and go back to the flight plan. Okay, so 310 is the assigned altitude for today's flight, just so that we know if we're on the way out. Okay, all set here, ready for departure. Just check the map before we go. Yes, and the bug, it looks like they've fixed the bug now, where you start on the wrong runway, so that's something at the very least. We do have traffic coming in, quite a few, so let's not waste any time, let's get out of here. Let's make sure we've got the left wing view there, lovely. Okay, 3, 2, 1, power's coming up. Stable, full thrust, parking brakes off. rotate. Just through V2. Positive brake gears coming up. Autopilot's going in. Get them flaps in. As we depart out over the Bay of Naples.
Fasten until the seatbelt indicators are switched off. We also remind you that the use of toilets is still illegal.
Okay, flight level 210 by bed P, which is our departure. So we'll get that on the FCU now, the flight control unit. (210) set. Passing through 4,700 feet now. No speed restrictions today. We'll just bring that throttle back as we head direct Romeo November 605 now with a left turn, 5 nautical miles. 4 knots wind coming onto the nose now at 156. Auto throttle engaged, autopilot 1, flight directors 1 and 2. Nav selected, plus 2,500 feet on the alt, that's the vertical speed, and then obviously speed mode is set to managed. As we track back now over the city of Naples, you can see that down there below us. Screenshot there, guys. wonderful views off to the south there over Napoli. So we'll just look at our track now. So this is where we departed. We did kind of an anti-clockwise manoeuvre over the bay to Gemma, Romeo November 605, and now tracking north, direct Bento, and then on to Bed P. We should be at 21,000 feet on reaching. We do have traffic in the area, one to our left hand side, one crossing our path a little bit further up. We have to keep our eye on this guy here, but he should be well past us by the time we arrive and depart Bento. And then at Bed P, that is the departure, the Bed P7 Golf. That's when we have a very, very long leg down and across the heel of Italy down to Corfu. There won't be much to do en route in the cruise, so we'll just leave it as an ASMR experience today, just so you can just enjoy the views around the aircraft as we climb up to flight level 310. At Bed P, we will continue the climb to 310. Lovely flying conditions today. The weather is absolutely lovely. Just some low-lying cloud there. Nothing to worry about at all. We'll check the weather obviously on arrival into Corfu. But it is looking very nice down there. Nice and clear. Should get some wonderful views of the island on our descent. See if we can improve that view there off the nose. Maybe not. Okay, and we are at 21,000 feet now with our right hand turn at Bed P, so that is the departure complete, guys and girls. And we'll continue our climb up to flight level 310 as cleared by ATC. 310 set and running as we track now south east down towards the heel of Italy and Gallipoli. We are some distance away from there though right now, so we'll just concentrate on getting up into the cruise. Release the passengers, that's all good. $25,000 feet now, heading up to flight level 310, our cruise altitude. And you can see here now the blue bug, which specifies when we will be reaching our cruise altitude, which is approximately 15 nautical miles away from where we are now. Heading direct BedX on 111, 235 nautical miles away to our next waypoint, which is just prior to let me figure out where we'll be making the descent. Actually, bear with me, we'll just check the FMC. Oh, easy Tiger, what are you spinning round for? Well, that wasn't supposed to be like that, was it? There we go, that's the view we wanted. So BedX, 235 nautical miles away, we need to be at 7,000 feet on reaching, so we need to begin our descent much earlier than that. 7,000 feet on reaching BedX, so there is our track map. 200 nautical miles, so BedX will be around about here, 7,000 feet, that's fine. I think we will begin, let's just see what the nautical mile range is there. Down to BedX, and I think we'll begin our descent from 310 as we pass Lecce in the very southern tip of the heel of Italy. We'll use that as our marker point for our top of descent. Excellent, that's all good. A beautiful 41 knot tailwind now coming from right to left across the tail. At ground speed of 462 miles per hour now and increasing. So there it is, there's the knots, 40 knots, and the position of the wind is at 251. So coming from right to left on the tail of the aircraft. 200 nautical miles inbound to BedX, and we've got a local time of 11:20 AM. So let's have a little walk round the cabin, shall we? Why not? There's our flight attendant. Good morning. How are you? Nice little nod. And there's our passengers enjoying the views. Somebody's having a conversation with himself there, sat by the window. They all look pretty anxious, don't they? To be honest. She looks nice and chilled. She's talking to herself. Lots of people talking to themselves on this aircraft. She's quite happy. Just enjoying the views there. Flight's not even half full today, guys. Okay, let's get back to the cockpit. Not letting me go back. Why is it not letting me go back? Oh, there we go, back in the cockpit. Nice and easy. 180 nautical miles inbound BedX now. Just going to keep it in the cruise and have a nice chilled one. Still got the landing lights on there, didn't even realise that. We'll get them turned off. Get them off for now. And the taxi lights off. I don't know why they decided to put that dot in when you're looking around the aircraft. That's pretty poor, to be honest. And there is the Bay of Taranto directly ahead of us as we track south now towards the heel of Italy. Gallipoli will be coming up very soon, which is the next bay along. And then we need to start configuring the aircraft for our descent down to Corfu. We need to be at 7,000 feet for the Bed A1 uniform. So we're going to start look at configuring the aircraft in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. Start bringing us down. 52 minutes to flight today. We was on the ground for about 7 minutes getting everything configured, so we're around about half an hour, 35 minutes away from landing in Corfu now. Taranto down off the nose of the aircraft. Heading out over Taranto, the Bay of Taranto now, and then we come up to Gallipoli, and then obviously at Lecce we'll begin the top of our descent from 310 down to 7,000 feet, where we need to be on reaching of BedX. Just a quick look at the BedX1 uniform arrival here into Corfu. So we're tracking east and then circling, making a left-hand turn for our final approach into Ionis Kapodistrias, over the south of the airport, over the south of the island, sorry. I think Corfu Airport is at sea level, so BedX, then we need to be at 2,900 feet by Kilo Romeo 602, and then at Kilo Romeo 600 we need to be at 1,700 feet for the final approach. We'll just check that against the map. Kilo Romeo 600 is there, so we need to be 1,700 feet at that point, and we'll be on the RNAV for runway 34 there at Corfu. Excellent stuff, that's all good. So 7,000 for BedX, we need to start our descent very soon, very soon. Next 5 minutes or so, as we pass Lecce, we'll begin our descent. Taranto down there beneath us. Well, I'm just going to leave you with this view off the left hand side of the aircraft at the engine. I'm stepping away from the cockpit. Nature calls, so we'll return in a few moments' time. Sit back, relax and enjoy the views of the flight. Back on the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you're enjoying the views off the left hand side of the aircraft now. Let's see where we are exactly with the map view now, and we are passing Lecce. So top of descent, we need to bring the aircraft down now to 7,000 feet. .97 nautical miles inbound BedX, that should be sufficient to bring us down 7,000 feet on reaching a BedX. 7,000 scene set. And let's bring the aircraft down at 2,000 feet per minute, or 2,500. Let's say 2,000 to begin with and see how that goes on the descent. We'll increase our ND range now, see if we can see where the bug is on reaching for BedX. The aircraft is descending now. Vertical speed mode set for minus 2,000 feet per minute on the descent. The altitude, speed selected, nav selected, autopilot 1, flight directors 1 and 2, and auto throttle engaged. And you can see the altitude there reeling off. You can hear the cabin crew in the background now, just letting everybody know that we are in the descent. 87.5 nautical miles inbound BedX now. And that bug isn't showing us where we reach our assigned flight level. Why? not to worry, 44 knot tailwind right now at 263 with a ground speed of 446 miles an hour. This is probably going to get us into Corfu around about 10 minutes early. That's really nice assistance there with that tailwind, so that will do us nicely. 20 past 11 AM here local time. And there we are now, flying just off the end of Italy, just off the heel of Italy, as they call it. Well, not much to see as we descend over the Ionian Sea. Was it the Mediterranean? Is it only the Ionian when you get over towards Greece? I do know that from the heel of Italy over to Corfu is only around about 65 miles. It's really not far at all. In fact, I think we can see Corfu off to the left there already. Corfu dead ahead. We do have some traffic around, we'll keep our eyes out for that. See what the altitude's doing on our descent. 23,000 feet coming down to 7,000 now, that's fine. Just increase the ND range. Approximately 65 nautical miles inbound to BedX, the arrival at the BedX1 uniform. We need to be at 7,000 feet, and I think we should be quite comfortably coming down at 2,000 feet per minute. All good in the descent right now. Just look off the nose of the aircraft. Can we see Corfu yet? Directly ahead. See the western coast of Croatia off to our left hand side, but nothing off Corfu just yet. Well, that's the 45-minute mark, 3/4 of an hour done on today's stream. Thanks once again for joining us here at Jetstream TV UK on YouTube. That's where all the content is uploaded to. Currently live right now, twitch.tv, broadcasting out of the UK, and you are with Tim's Pilot. Please, if it's not too much trouble, give me a follow on Twitch. It's always great to know that you're coming along for the ride, and of course YouTube, Jetstream TV UK. If you just search that, the channel will come up straight away. Give us a subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. A like would also be good, and obviously it's always fabulous to read your comments and get your feedback on the channel. But very grateful indeed for those of you that do come along and take the flight live with us, and also watch the content on YouTube after the fact. So yeah, much appreciated, and thank you very much indeed, everybody. Little island down there to the left, have we? Let's just have a little look on the nose cam. So there is the coast of Croatia. Still can't see Corfu anywhere. Actually, that is the island of Corfu right there, guys. That's the island we've just been looking at. And you can see we're around about 60 nautical miles away now. Coming in quite quickly, I would say. Let's just check on our progress. 15,000 feet for 7,000, that's looking all good for the arrival. Let's increase our ND range again now, gives us a better look at where we are. 20 knot tailwind now, 267, ground speed of 356 miles per hour, so slowing down ever so slightly now because of the wind. 38 nautical miles inbound BedX, we need to be at 7,000 on reaching. 23 minutes past 11 AM here as we are descending over the Ionian Sea towards Corfu and the airport's Ionis Kapodistrias. Now there is some high ground in the southern part of Corfu, not very high at all, comes up to maybe 1,500 feet, but we just have to be aware of that, so we will stick to our altitude restrictions. So BedX is at 7,000, just after that we can start to bring the aircraft down as we track out over the Ionian Sea off to the east of Corfu, once we've actually passed over the spine of the island, if you would, if we can refer to it that way. We're okay to bring the aircraft down, so we need to be 17,000 feet by the last waypoint on finals. So 7,000 at BedX, then we'll begin a gentle descent down to 1,700, and then we will manually hand fly the approach and the landing onto runway 34 at Ionis Kapodistrias. As you can see, lovely weather, typical of Greece this time of year. It's May, very nice and warm. Current temperature on the ground is a very, very nice 22 degrees. At ground level we've got light winds, just some scattered cloud, low level over the island. But very nice conditions indeed for flying, and obviously for those of you going on holiday after we've landed.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our descent, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. We will then begin to prepare for landing. Please follow the instructions of your cabin crew and any other crew members. They will be happy to help you with any questions or concerns you may have. Thank you for choosing USS for your flight. We hope that you have had a pleasant journey and that we have provided you with excellent service. We look forward to welcoming you back on board again soon. That's all for the final announcement. We hope that you have a safe and comfortable landing. Thank you for choosing for your travels.
The cabin crew just giving the announcements now as we are getting closer to Corfu. There is Corfu now becoming more visible as we get closer to the island. See how we're doing on our descent. 7,000 feet there by BedX. We are approximately 19 nautical miles inbound. That's good. Just check the FMC. 2,900 feet by Kilo Romeo 602. So we will descend even further now to 3,000. We've got some chop now and some bump, as you can see on the way down. We're just getting rocked around a little bit. We'll just get them seatbelt signs on now. And continue the descent now down to 3,000 feet. Make it a very gradual descent. 3,000 selected, and we'll come down at 1,000 feet per minute. Just double check that that's correct on the PFD, primary flight display. Yeah, that's updated. Yes, 1,000 minus 1,000 feet, 6,800. Reeling that off slowly. In fact, we'll make our descent much less than that. To be fair, we'll decrease the rate of descent down to about 500 feet per minute. Let's see how that goes. That also has now updated on the PFD, minus 500. That altitude slowly coming off now. Still not on reaching BedX. Around about 25 nautical miles away from the airport now, so this should make for a very nice approach. Some wonderful views coming your way very, very shortly, guys. We'll just increase that ND range now so we can see our approach a little bit better. Okay. Well, we are below 10,000 feet. The speed is at 240. As it should be below 10,000, standard procedure. The cabin have been made aware of everything, and the seatbelt signs are on. As we get closer to Corfu now, the island coming into view on our left hand side. 56 minutes into the stream, guys, coming up to the hour mark now. I would say that we're probably going to be on the ground within the next 10 minutes or so, yeah, everything is good for landing. There's our left turn at BedX. Tracking down towards the south of Corfu Island now. So Masongi just to the left of the screen now on the west coast of Corfu. is a simply beautiful island, it really is. They call it the Garden of Greece, as it's the most northern of the Greek islands, just off the coast of Albania, which you can see in the distance there. That's how close Corfu is to the Albanian coastline. It's only a couple of kilometres away at the closest point in the the northeastern tip of Corfu, 2 kilometres from Albania. The Garden of Greece, because it's the greenest of all the Greek islands. It gets a lot of moisture over the winter months, which is what makes it so lush and green, and you can clearly see that down there. Whereas the Dodecanese islands, for example, Rhodes, and further south Crete, the very southern part of Greece, it's very, very barren, very rocky, very sandy, not much vegetation, not much lush greenery, because it's much further south and doesn't tend to get as much rain as the northern islands of Corfu get. So yeah, just a little bit of info there for you. Let's just make sure we are in a good position. Yeah, with our left turn coming up now, we need to be going down to 1,700 feet. Oh, easy. Tell you what, we'll just take it to 2,000. How are we doing on the altitude? 4,000 feet. And we will bring it down at 2,000 feet per minute now. 2,500 feet per minute should get us down nicely. Okay, we'll get some flaps in. Slow the aircraft down. Gears coming down. Get the remainder of them flaps in now. Cabin crew, positions for landing please. Positions for landing, thank you. Right, just make sure this autopilot comes out now. I'm going to hand fly the aircraft here now on the approach. So let's just check. Autopilot's coming out. Auto throttle is off.
2,000.
2,000 feet checked. I have control. Yeah, full control of the aircraft. Bring it in closer to that terrain. You see some of the lovely yachts just off the coast there. And there is the runway ahead.
$1,000.
1,000 feet checked. Mouse Island there, just to the right of the runway. Got some sailing yachts beneath us.
500.
500 feet checked. Continue. Decision is to land.
400.
400 feet. An aircraft turning round on the runway. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Very close.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, retard,
And on the ground at Corfu, that was a near miss, guys. Very, very lucky. What makes for interesting content. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Ionis Kapodistrias Corfu. We will be vacating it to the right now when able. Take stand 55. And there we are, guys and girls, on stand at Corfu. And there is that aircraft that we had the near miss with, which is just on its way in as well. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on Jetstream TV. Yet another successful flight, near miss on landing, but everything is okay. Please have a safe onward journey, enjoy your holiday, and thank you very much indeed for flying Jetstream TV. We'll see you on the next one.